Huawei markets the Nova as a more reasonable option in contrast to its famous P and Mate gadgets, and for a sub-€500 phone, the brand has figured out how to cram in a lot of premium elements. From the 120Hz display to the 50-megapixel camera and 66-watt fast charging, the Nova 9 has the makings of a lead phone, without the leader cost. Nonetheless, while the Nova keeps on running EMUI 12 on the Android working framework, the phone likewise keeps on without probably the most famous applications available, including a considerable rundown of Google applications. The absence of 5G could likewise put some off, particularly when it's present on phones like the OnePlus Nord 2. Design and screen. The brilliant blue model has a dazzling luminous completion. The phone has a 6.57 inches OLED display, with a 120Hz refresh rate. There's no headphone jack. In danger of putting on a show of being shallow, the Huawei Nova 9 is perhaps of the prettiest phone I've at any point seen in any event when contrasted with a portion of the other gorgeous Android phones like the Galaxy S21. This is for the most part because of the completion which Huawei neglect to do equity in photographs. The phone comes in 3 shades: brilliant blue, pound green, and dark. I got the brilliant blue variation, which has a luminous blue-silver completion that mirrors a sparkling exhibit of varieties when hit by the sun. The design is separated in the upper left corner by a huge camera module, lodging the phone's 50-megapixel exhibit. The back doesn't get fingerprints or smursesh, which is certainly a reward. However, in the event that scratches and scrapes are a worry, there is an unmistakable case in the container for added protection. The phone is tall and thin, with aspects of 160 x 73.7 x 7.77 millimeters. It's likewise lightweight at simply 175 grams. To the extent that ports go, there's a USB Type-C port on the foundation of the phone, however no 3.5 millimeters jack, so you'll have to put resources into a couple of remote headphones, or utilize a connector to pay attention to music all alone. The Nova 9 packs a 6.57 inches bended OLED display with a 2340x1080 goal and a poke hole camera. The display is brilliantly sharp and point by point, and incredible for real-time HD recordings on the phone. Colors are energetic and punchy, and blacks are profound thanks to the OLED innovation. One of the champion highlights here is the 120Hz refresh rate, an element that shows up on numerous lead phones at this moment and makes looking over and interactivity recognizably smoother. The Nova's refresh rate can likewise be brought down to the standard 60 Hz to save battery, when 120 Hz isn't required either physically or naturally, assuming you have the display set to the dynamic setting. The Nova 9 additionally flaunts a 300 Hz touch inspecting rate, making the display more responsive and more qualified for undertakings like gaming than some opponent phones. Camera. The Nova 9 incorporates a quad camera exhibit. The fundamental and far-reaching sensors are sharp and lively. The zoom, full scale, and night modes are less great. The Nova 9 elements 4 cameras, a 50-megapixel ultra-vision principal sensor, a 8-megapixel all-inclusive point sensor, a 2-megapixel profundity sensor for representations, and a 2-megapixel large-scale sensor, with a 4 cm shooting distance. There's no zooming focal point for optical zoom, yet the camera presents computerized zoom to 10x. Pictures take a gander at 2x, yet by 5x and 10x, I saw an observable drop in quality and loss of detail. There's likewise a 32-megapixel poke hole camera in the display, with a gap of f divided by 2.0, which I viewed as clear and very much differentiated. The camera drew out the dynamic orange tones in my hair, and the quality didn't endure enormously in faint lighting. The selfie camera is fit for catching 720p video at 240 fps, while the back camera can record 720p video at up to 960 fps. The two cameras are equipped for shooting in 4 Kelvin, while the last option likewise upholds slow movement and time pass highlights. Performance and software. The phone includes Huawei's EMUI 12 connection point. The app gallery is missing many key applications, including Google administrations. The phone is controlled by the Snapdragon 778G 4G chipset, so no 5G. The Huawei Nova 9 sudden spikes in demand for Huawei's EMUI 12 skin. While the software depends on Android, the square state of the symbols and the design of the envelopes on the home screen are likewise suggestive of those tracked down in Apple's iOS. Then there's the glaring issue at hand that accompanies all Huawei discharges nowadays. There are no Google applications. This implies you will not have the option to introduce Gmail, Google Docs, Google Guides, or YouTube on your phone, or possibly not through Huawei's app gallery. The phone is likewise missing various other well-known applications, including Netflix and Spotify to give some examples. There's additionally Device Plus, which lives in the control board and makes it more straightforward to smooth out your work across numerous Huawei gadgets. While the applications cover the majority of the capabilities you'd anticipate from Google applications, they're as yet not great on the off chance that you as of now have each of your reports put away in Google Drive, or need to watch recordings on YouTube. Obviously, you can keep on getting to these administrations in the program. However, it isn't equivalent to having them put away on your phone. EMUI to the side. The Huawei Nova 9 is controlled by the Snapdragon 778G and Octa-Center 4G chipset from Qualcomm. While 5G is definitely not an unquestionable necessity, it is odd seeing a gadget in this cost range transport without it, particularly when comparably valued phones, similar to the OnePlus Nord 2, offer it. The phone highlights 8GB of RAM and 128, divided by 256GB of storage, which ought to be enough for a great many people. The phone offered great performance, with applications stacking up rapidly and confronted no issues with gaming, with the last option additionally helped along by the fast refresh and contact examining rates. Battery duration. The Nova 9 incorporates a 4300 mAh battery. It requires a fair measure of investment to deplete the battery. While web-based HD video, the phone likewise upholds 66-watt fast charging. The Nova 9 packs a 4300 mAh battery. I transferred 1080p video at half brilliance through YouTube to find out about how long the battery would last playing video, and was wonderfully astonished. The phone required 30 minutes to drop from 100% to almost 100%. From that point, the battery started depleting somewhat faster, losing around 5% at regular interval. It required 3 hours of constant video playback to get the battery down to 75%. And I had no issues getting a day's use from the phone under near to genuine circumstances. The Nova additionally exploits 66-watt fast charging with Huawei Supercharge. The charging tech offers a full charge in just shy of 40 minutes, and there's a 66-watt charging block in the case, so you don't have to stress over paying out for the honor. Finally, thanks for watching this video. See you again next time.